One of the projects for today, 51 to 53 Chrysler V8. It's an AC single action pump, number 9651. If you were to call in for a kit, this is where you'd find the number. Right on the mounting flange. It could be here or anywhere around that edge. Sometimes it's even stamped in here. In any event, we're going to freshen it up so we can get another big Chrysler on the road again. First order of business is to either take a picture of it to know the location of. This can go many different ways. Make a mark between the fuel casting and the body. Draw a picture of it if you have to, or take a picture. You just want it to go back the same way it came off. Now we want to get the bowl out of the way. We don't want to break anything. And the bail. The screen. And you want to remove these 10 screws. Upon further inspection, it turns out this is this pump comes off a 55 DeSoto. So the 51 to 53 part, it just extends in, just shows you what rebuilders will do. And that arm also fits up to 55. So that part's straightened out. Time to get the battery recharged. Okay. Now you're going to remove the fuel casing, and it gives you access to the valves. Remove this screw and this clamp, and these two valves will come right out. I want to switch over to a screwdriver. And these two valves will just come right out. Now underneath the valves, each one of those valves is a gasket. Where I glass bead everything, I like to put that screw right back in to keep any glass beads from going down into the hole. Makes it a lot harder to get out. Now you want to remove this. You want to remove the dome. Its purpose is to take the pulses out of, when this diaphragm's going up and down, it's creating a pulse. And the engineers felt that by putting this in here and giving the fuel someplace to go, it would take the pulses out. And later on in years, they eliminated it because it didn't really do anything. Now this diaphragm, as soon as I pulled the casting off, the diaphragm came out, but usually what you're going to do is push this diaphragm down, tip it back, and back like that, and it should come out. And sometimes it can be pretty tough to do, but work at it, you'll get it out. There's also a seal down in here. There's the oil seal and the retainer, and you get a new one in the kit. And this is ready for a glass beater, along with the bail and that silly dome. and that's it. This is a relatively easy pump to do. So we're going to clean it all up. We're going to clear coat it, and then we're going to flatten out all the surfaces, which is very important. And then we'll we're going to do some reassembly. We'll be back. Now that everything's been cleaned up, glass beaded, a clear coat, and I run this on the belt sander to make sure that both of these surfaces are nice and flat. If when you're doing the rebuild, if the arm twists back and forth or moves back and forth this way a little bit too much, it's more than likely the pin is worn. It's very easy to get out. Just remove this spring and take a punch and just knock this out. You'll drive the pin out the other side. Sometimes they come with there's a head on this side that goes up and lets the pin stop, and through here there's a D-shaped washer. I don't have one handy, but there usually is a D-shaped washer on the other side. You just cut the washer off and still drive the pin out. And you can replace the pin. And there's probably there's a piece that goes inside here, another sleeve that fits inside the arm. And that comes with the kit too. Now, like I mentioned earlier, this is the number on that you'd use to order a kit by. If that's not there, there's an arm number that will help, and there's also a casting number inside. Now this particular one also has the casting date on it to tell when this came out of the mold. It's June of 1962. So obviously this pump has been changed if it fits 51 to 53. It's probably gone through a rebuilder, and they just they know that this casting is what fits 51 to 3, so they use this. Now I mentioned that the casting number is in here, or I lied. It's actually in here. And it's a little hard for me to read right now, but if there's no numbers on the mounting flange, or if you happen to pull this off of a 61 Pontiac and you want to make sure that, or the person on the phone's telling you that it fits up to 53, just give them these numbers off the arm, give them these casting numbers, and usually that arm will bring you to what this particular pump fits, just to confirm it. So, on the fuel casting, there's your casting number, and let's see if we can find a date on this one. It's down at the bottom of this hole. Let's see if we can find out what this one is. And looks like May of 62. I'm going to have to do a little more digging to find out exactly what this pump is off of. But anyway, we want to reassemble it. We take the two washers that you get in the kit, put them in. Now this valve will only go in one way. It can't go in with the rivet down because it'll hit. So obviously it goes in that way. The other one goes with the rivet down. Make sure it's seated all the way. Put in the clamp and the screw and tighten them down. Just bottom it out. There's also a gasket that goes here with a screen, and I have to go get them. Put the screen on. And the gasket. The bail. Now I want to show you this here. This is the bowl that came off of this. You want to look right around the edge. This one's got a chip in it. You know, it's kind of hard. Well, had this been put back on, it would have leaked right through there. So this one gets a new bowl. Snug it down, not too tight. You don't want to bend this. Kind of a half-ass way of testing to make sure that you're sealed in here and sealed around here is this is the inlet. You should be able to blow air in and not suck any air out. Same thing with this here. This is the outlet. You want to block this off and you should be able to pull air out and not blow any air in. If you can, either one of those two things, if you can blow air in through this hole, then this particular valve that's right opposite that is not sealed. Same thing with the other one. If you can suck air out, then this valve is not seated. Or you're leaking around here. But now we're going to put the seal in. The seal will come in two pieces. A retainer and the seal itself, and it's important that it goes, you can see this edge right in here and this one on this side, they fit together. When they go in the pump they sit just like that. I've seen them go the other way. It's not right, it won't work, and it'll leak oil. Drop it in, and you want to drive it down to seat it. I have a tool that I made that fits it. It also drives in some of the big valves, but it's made for these. I want to think it's a 7/8 3/8 drive deep socket, but I can't be sure. It's 1 inch outside diameter. Once you get that in there, you want to dimple the casting in 4 places, and that'll keep that seal from lifting back out again. You can see it's already been done once, so that explains why the different years when I was looking at the casting numbers. Just 4 dimples, and it will keep that seal from lifting. Put a little spot of oil on this, because you don't want it to run dry. This is the new diaphragm assembly. This is the spring that controls how much pressure you have, how much pressure the pump puts out. Now I can make this look real easy. Line this up. You want to hook it back onto that pull rod like that. That was easy, right? I've had people work for hours trying to get that in there. Make sure your screw holes will line up. Put it back into your vise. Give the arm a few pulls. Make sure that the pull rod is hooked on. Find your reference lines, and you want to put in 2 screws, one opposite each other, to help with the assembly. I like to run the screws through the diaphragm, move it around, and you'll drop into one of the threaded holes. Just run it, screw down about halfway. Put all the rest of the screws in, but don't tighten anything down yet. And once all these screws are in, you have an adjustable wrench. You can just hold this up with your hand, but you're eventually going to release it. So I use an adjustable. Pull it up till it stops. And what you're doing is you're preloading the diaphragm. It'll extend the life of the diaphragm, keeps these screw holes from stretching, and it also helps with the fuel pump pressure. If you don't preload it, I've seen where the pump is putting out too much pressure, and once this was done again and tightened down the proper way, pressure returned to normal. Once 4 of them are in, pretty safe bet that it's not gonna move anyway. So after you get 4 of them done, you can release the pressure off the arm and then go around and tighten up the rest of them. Okay, once they're all tightened, go around it one more time just to double check and make sure you got them all. You never know. Now you can test it to make sure that you're sealing around the bottom and you're double checking the valves and the bowl. With the pump relaxed, with the arm relaxed, hold your finger over the inlet and lift it up. You'll feel that it's, I don't know if you can hear that or not. Now to check the outlet, lift the arm up, block off the outlet, and you should feel pressure going out of here. Don't forget this dome. Snug it up, and it's done. This pump's ready to go back on the car. Any questions, put them in the comment section down below. And if you'd like to order a kit, our phone number is 781-335-8860. And that just about brings it to an end. Thanks for watching. Be safe out there, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that little notification bell. Thank you.